This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
This meeting is now being videoed. Okay, do I have a motion to open the meeting, please?
Motion to open the meeting? Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public speak time. Is there anybody here who would like to speak from
Yes.
the public?
Go ahead.
Hey, please identify yourself.
My name is Charles Duffy. I am past commander, Post 224, and present vice president of the board of directors for the club,
For the what?
for the Post 224 Legion Club.
For the bar.
For the bar.
American Legion.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
I have been asked by my fellow board members to pick up a license for the bar. I understand that Ms. Thelma Issery has started same paperwork. She has not been authorized. I have been. She's got a couple big plans she wants to do, like having
Well, like bringing in their own beer, renovating the basement.
and having a Flywheel come in and do performances down there, and they want the ability to sell beer down there.
What are we talking about?
I'm not quite done yet.
Okay. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Well, they want me to want to extend the license from the bar to cover them down there.
Oh, they want to amend their license.
Now, they want us to extend the license down there.
Gotcha. Okay, now I'm
And
following.
that isn't unauthorized either.
Okay.
I've taken a look at the rules, and there's a couple that might be violating, especially the one bringing in their own supply of beer without going through a licensed distributor.
Correct. That is correct. They cannot do that. Yeah.
My wife made a copy for me.
Yeah.
Good look at.
No, we're just here to kind of head off a problem at the start. This thing downstairs probably, most likely, will not be approved. She's already got people measuring down there to put up walls, and she's gonna do this, and she's gonna do that, and she doesn't understand the word no.
She thinks as commander she can do anything and everything she wants. She doesn't realize that a lot of this stuff has to go past the body, and the body may not, and probably this time won't, go along with it.
Is this the
I'm
one?
happy to fill the board in.
Yes, please.
Okay. So Miss Isri is the new commander of Legion 224. She came to our offices with City Councilor Tom Peak requesting some information on what they could do to make that space a space of use.
Is this the building on Pleasant Street?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
190 Pleasant.
Yep.
We let Thelma know she would have to meet with myself, building, fire, health, and go through the due process, and that we would be willing to come out and look. I did notify Councilor Peak that the Legion would need to file with the state and the LLA for an extension of premises because we can't issue 2 licenses to 1 premises. And that it would likely be a challenge. There's no bathrooms downstairs, crossing of the hallway issues, but that we would go out and look. So the team of city departments has a time in October to go out and look with the chief of police, fire chief, and everything like that.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the first Wednesday in October.
I don't have my calendar on me, but.
I do.
Okay. We have to respond as department heads to any
Okay.
request. So we're gonna go out and we're gonna look, and we're gonna let them know what's possible. Thelma does have a right as commander to ask for these things. And we will look into it, and then I can report back to the board. But we can't act on anything without an application. We haven't received an application either. And it would take a vote of entity with the type of license you have to do any change of management. Right now, Kevin Miller is the manager of the license, and that would be who renews the license too. It wouldn't automatically go to the new commander. It goes to whoever we have issued as the license manager.
And like I said, the board has asked me to step up and take Kevin's place. I've got to get the paperwork in you to do it, I know that.
Yeah, you have to do the paperwork.
Yeah.
Until then, he
Yeah,
is still
we're
the
working on
license.
that. We're working on that.
Okay.
The thing is, too, the day of your inspection, the night before is when the club board meets, and that whole project may be nixed that night.
We still have to respond. It's
Yeah.
been a request and we still have to
It's a
respond to
dingy
it.
basement, moldy.
Still have to respond. We have to go out and look at it.
We're
Okay.
kind
We
of
can
giving you
determine
the
that.
heads up on,
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
we
how the
appreciate that.
Legion feels about it. I mean, there's space upstairs that's not being used. I mean, there's a bar upstairs, a fully functional bar. There's no reason for them to have to. And what they're planning, the way she put it to us is, oh, we'll bring in coolers of beer and sell them downstairs.
Well, they can't
They
do
can't.
anything
No,
without,
no,
without.
no. But she doesn't understand the word no.
I think it's just a matter of having the right conversations with the right people,
Yeah.
and that's going to be happening.
Yeah.
Does that answer your questions?
About the same answer I was looking for. What I was expecting.
Yeah.
So there are different protocols and
I believe it's what,
Things that have to-
20 and 22 are the ones she's violating on the list?
but nothing other than it has gotten as far as,
It's discussion.
yes.
Yeah.
No. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Anybody else for speak time? Okay.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
And, so for the approval for the minutes, we do have another set of minutes that I didn't give to you. I'm sorry for the special meeting that we had on 9/9. I'll give them to you today and we'll do
Okay.
that. So the approval for the minutes is for the meeting
In
that
August.
was in August.
August 24th, sorry, I didn't put it on there.
So if I could have a motion to approve those.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for August.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I will get for the special meeting to you, Lindsay.
Okay. Thank you for making that happen.
You're welcome. All right, public hearings. I'd now like to open the public hearing for Valley Art Supplies LLC seeking an all alcohol on-premise retail license. Somebody here from Valley? Could you introduce yourselves and please tell us about your application?
All right, I'm Juliet Moores, and that's Ed Moores, my husband. And so we've been there for almost 20 years selling art supplies on Cottage Street, and I've worked in the bar industry like forever, and so we would like to make a little bar inside of the art supply store. So sell art supplies and also have a bar, and then be open for like a regular bar would be, and then sell our supplies, I guess. And then occasionally throw in like a drawing night or crafting type of night or paint night, and then where people can have beverages and also make art. In the nutshell, did I get that right?
So you're very similar to Luthier's, that they are a music store during the day and a bar at night? Is
Yeah,
that?
I didn't think of it like that,
that
but.
sounds pretty accurate, yeah.
Okay.
But if someone wanted to come in, I mean, if I'm there and if I'm open, like on a Sunday afternoon, if someone wanted a cocktail, and we'd also be doing non-alcoholic cocktails, so it's not just alcohol.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more though, like, so the family's there with their kids buying art supplies and 3 people are sitting at the bar drinking. Not a real good combination.
Well, we were also gonna maybe do like, say like a Sunday if someone wanted to do like a bachelorette party and they wanted, and it would just be open for that. Like come make a craft, have a couple beverages. Like I said, we are doing non-alcoholic drinks as well, so we're gonna have, it's gonna be a very small bar. Like the bar top itself is gonna maybe seat like 4 or 5 people.
Well, it would loop around. I have like, maybe 6 at the bar, and it was going to be like 12 feet, and then hook over. But
And then have some tables. Like at the Northampton
Couches,
Brewery, we bring our
tables.
kids there all the time and people are drinking and there's kids, it's like a family place.
It's also a restaurant.
Yeah, that's true.
It's different
That's
than an
true.
art store.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, if the issue is bar time and art time, we could also do art supplies only until a certain
If we
time.
have to separate it, sure.
Yeah, that's not non-issue for us, if that's something that would be better.
Yes, please. I think, first off, I would really like to schedule a site visit.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything. I just,
When we had a original meeting when we just started thinking about this, we met with everybody and we invited the building inspector because we have a lot of questions for them, but they couldn't come. And we left all of our info, including this floor plan and all of our contact information. We're still, because we want to do it right, so we have a lot of questions, but we're just following the steps and seeing.
So the building inspector has not seen this yet?
No.
So like you don't even know like if the bathrooms are acceptable and all that kind of stuff, that's not been approved yet to be a bar?
Well, no.
I thought this was the first.
I thought we didn't make the bar yet, so we wanted to get the license first before we made the bar.
But you still have to go to the building commissioner.
Yeah, and we have. Well, we told her our plans and was like, please contact us. We need to figure this out. But we were waiting.
Yeah, this is kind of like they have a big say in this too. The fire department, police department.
We met with the fire department.
Okay, and
he said, and Jeff Bagg said, and the health department said. The only person who didn't come to that meeting was the building inspector, so we went down there and left all of our info and said, please contact us. And
I dropped off a set of the
we're still waiting for a reply.
I mean, I don't know if we have to make an appointment. I don't.
She has staff there 7:30 to 5.
You've talked
to the
okay.
staff?
Yeah.
It sounds like there's a disconnect in communication because when I asked them, they said that they have asked you guys for stuff and they haven't received it.
That's not true.
No, we haven't heard it.
That is not true at all.
Okay.
You know me, I'm like,
right, yeah.
You say you need something, I'm here in like 20 minutes. Yeah, no, they didn't contact us
we haven't been contacted
at all.
Can't speak for other
information.
departments.
well, I think just to start off, I personally would like to have a site visit to see how your plan of setting this up, the size.
For sure.
What are the hours that you're planning on serving alcohol? Let's start there.
We were going to start by doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights. And
when you say nights, what's the time frame?
you do 5 till maybe last call. We were gonna try to close earlier, maybe like 10:30 last call, unless it's like a nice summer night in Florida, I suppose.
So we have 2 kids in the elementary school and middle school, so we're not going to be the late. We just wanted to provide a space and experience where people can like come, gather with their friends, make art, have a beverage, have a non-alcoholic beverage, just kind of provide something that we feel people would really connect to here. And it doesn't, and if it's like a Sunday, I ask people ask if they can do birthday parties for their families at the art store all the time, and I'm always like, oh, I don't have the space right now, but if I can easily host like a non-alcoholic, have the bar not open and just do like a kid thing. It doesn't have to, but we do want a bar there, like to have a bar.
And so, and you're not requesting like one-day permits that you want to be able to do this all year round?
Yeah,
because we found out that there's the grants that were awarded to Easthampton, right? The liquor licenses that were being
extra license.
So that's what we heard about that, and then we decided to pursue it. Yeah. So
I'm sorry. I'm just a little I have a hard time picturing a bar in an art supply and just Saturday afternoon, family. I just picture art supplies with more younger people in there, and then you have people sitting at a bar drinking. It's just you're not serving food.
Well, there are plenty of like kid art stuff, but there's not really a lot of like grown-up art venues. I mean, we sell fine art supplies.
Yeah, most of my clients are college.
We don't really
people,
have children.
Yeah, I don't sell a lot of kids art supplies, just for frame of reference. If you came in and saw it, it's.
Well, that's why I want to see it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it too, because I just don't.
Yeah.
Art supplies to me are crayons and.
Yeah, no, most of I get a lot of college kids from Smith and UMass and HCC.
It's like
mainly
fine art.
not older. I don't want to say older, but it's really not kids.
But there's a lot of.
But I do have a small kids selection, but it's not, that's a very small fraction of the shop.
But there's a lot of sip and paint classes are, you know, something that.
I
do.
get, I
And it-
totally understand that.
Yeah,
that-
and there's
that-
drawing, there's crafting. The craft, we're not talking about children's crafts, we're talking about grown-up.
Yeah, like come make a Christmas wreath.
Like wreath
or,
making and
you know.
stuff like that, not like build a sailboat hat.
Right. He's right.
Yeah.
I say
We're-
craft, but I mean.
Our target audience is not children at all as an art store, so.
It's very much out of the box, just like the room, where you know you have a barber shop with a bar in it. They have kids going in there too, and somehow they can manage it. I know that Juliet's had a lot of experience working in a bar, so I think she can handle that as well. I think a site visit is a really good idea.
Yeah.
Schedule the site
I'll take
visit.
you whenever you want to
That
go.
way we can have a look at it and see.
Right.
We don't have to imagine, we can actually see what's going on.
I need to grab my phone for my calendar.
Sure, go ahead.
And we're extremely local, so like I was saying earlier, I can take you there whenever works for you guys. I'm very flexible and
So does the building commissioner need to go there before we go, or when we go, or after we go?
Well, I would say that she would have to sign off on it before we could issue the license.
Yeah.
I know that.
It's kind of the cart before the horse. If
Yeah.
there's no building, then we can't.
we tried, and then we were like, well, let's go.
Yeah.
Our thought was like, go to this, see what we get your feedback, and then take it from there because we can't build a bar without.
Right.
We obviously know we can't go anywhere without the building inspector, but we.
And and once again, it would
Yeah.
help if we saw this.
Yeah, yeah,
So if you were having a night sip and paint
Yeah.
thing, how many people can be accommodated in your space? What's your certificate of occupancy for?
It's 30.
30 people?
Yeah.
Okay. And
But
you,
we don't have, it's an open space now, once
Yeah.
the bar's in, you know, we have to figure out the seating and table spacing and whatnot.
Right
So
now, it's wide
It wouldn't
open.
be 30 people for something like that. It would
Probably be
hopefully-
like 10 or
Yeah,
15.
like 10 or 12 would, because it's too many people to manage for like a painting, you know what I mean? So that would,
Space-wise.
we'd try to get like 10 at a time for something like that, otherwise it just.
Once you see it, I
We'd
think
have a mess.
it'll help if the visual will help because we're not a big spot.
yeah, no, definitely a site visit, definitely. Let's just see when we can all be there before our next meeting. This is when is our next meeting in October is on the 19th, right? So is anybody available? Tony, what days are you not available?
Right now, I think I'm okay. Because I don't have, the littlest one's on kindergarten now, so I don't have to take care of it. It frees me up. And that stick, I'm just a substitute, so I don't know if when I get called, so pretty much.
Could everybody do October 5th? That's a Wednesday.
What time?
I'm waiting for the over there.
If we did 2:30, I could make it work.
Can you, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you guys do 2:30?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Wednesday, October 5th at 2:30. We will meet you there.
We won't be there.
So I am going to continue. Any other questions for today? The repair?
Can I ask a question?
Oh, of course.
Should I, between now and then, should I try to set up an appointment again
Most
with
definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Stop there.
Or if nothing else, maybe that they're available at that time as well.
No, you don't want to have
prior?
that at the same time as us.
Okay.
No. But Zoe, her assistant, is downstairs right now.
Okay.
You can leave and go right down there.
Okay.
We can do that.
Are you done with us? I can go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
We'll run down there now and see if
We
they.
will
Okay.
see you
So I handed in all the
2 weeks,
stuff.
and then I'm continuing your hearing
I'm sorry, I don't know your
to the
name.
next. Kelly.
Kathy?
To our next, Kelly,
Kelly, okay.
to our next meeting on the 19th.
Okay, the 19th. Did you write that down? It's always at 4 p.m.?
That one is, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
All right, I'm gonna hand this back to you now. And now, I'd like to open up the public hearing for a special one-day application for Spoleto for a concert series at City Space, October 27th, November 5th, and November 16th.
Yes.
You can tell us what you're doing?
Sure. It's a three-part concert series. It's our fall fundraiser at City Space. And we have three different musicians coming in on the 27th. We have Swing from the O-Tones. On November 5th, we have Lloyd Cole, who's a rock and folk singer. And then on the 16th, we have a jazz duo coming from Boston. So we're going to have food from Myers Catering. They're just going to do some hors d'oeuvres for the first hour. And then we're going to have a full bar as well through Spoleto.
I don't see your tips certification here.
This is right here. I just, unfortunately, I gave you the real one. I didn't bring it.
And I'm sorry, you are?
I'm Gina. I work for City Space, and I'm the bar manager for Spoleto Restaurants.
Oh, okay, that's how you, because I'm like, okay, there should be someone here from Spoleto, and that would be you, very good.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll be running the event via City Space, and then I'll be operating the bar via Spoleto.
Gotcha. Wearing lots of hats that day, huh?
Yes.
All right, and it's from 6 to 9?
That's when the public will be in. Yep.
And people, how are you going to proof people and give them a bracelet? How are you going to be knowing who to serve, what time? Because they'll be all different ages.
When they check in and collect their tickets, we're going to give them a bracelet if
Okay.
they're over 21.
All right. Yeah, we find that works out the best way.
Yeah. We don't expect anyone under 21 to be here, to be completely honest. It's all like adult kind of music.
Any questions? Can I have a motion then, please?
Motion to approve the 3 one-day licenses for City Space and Spoleto.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
I do have a quick question though. Why is it only $100 if it's 3 different
One
dates?
application.
Same
thing we do for Future Fridays and stuff. One application.
Oh, okay. I thought it was,
But you guys have to sign it. And then I'll fill it out.
and the entertainment license just goes to you now under the new regulations. Thank you.
Do we need it?
That's so nice.
I can take a copy of this after the meeting, or if you want to send me a copy, either works.
Oh, I can email you my certification.
Okay, that's great, and then I'll email this back to you.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'd now like to open up the public hearing for a special one-day. And 1 second.
Sorry.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Now open up the public hearing for the special one-day application for New City Brewery for special one day for Harvest Fest on October 9th.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Good.
Hi. Where is this, Sam?
Nantucket Park? Yeah. Pavilion 4. I included a map with the application.
From noon to 8. Here we go.
So I'm going to work with with John from Parks and Rec. He invited me to do the event for the exact area of the where people can have their beverages. Because I didn't think me telling you that I'm going to license a 400-acre park is just gonna fly. So he included some other pictures. Pavilion 4 has a large patio as it is, so I'm going to set up in the pavilion, and then that pavilion area and the patio will be the primary area. And for him, I know he has a bonfire planned as well, so if people want to have their beers in the vicinity of that, it's going to be not too far away, so we could set up a temporary barrier. Or we could confine it completely to that pavilion area with the patio. It's just they're expecting up to 1,000 people, so I thought a little larger area with a fence, similar to what we do with Mill Pond, might be a little bit more appropriate for that number of people. But we'll ID people, give them a bracelet for over 21 when they get served.
Okay.
And I can coordinate with him about sort of crowd control, but I know he has a lot of staff, he has security.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, like, you know, you give someone a drink and they walk off, it's a big park, you know.
Sure.
There's a drink and I'm gonna go over and give it to my friend over here, and so there will be some people watching.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's basically all hands on deck. It's a pretty big event. I've never done it before, and I will have my staff, but I'm obviously we don't want that kind of thing to be happening,
Yeah.
so we'll confine it to a smaller area than, like you said, like the entirety of the park.
Is the Harvest Festival put on by the city?
It's Parks and Rec, yeah.
Oh. And there's food and like
Yeah,
stuff?
it's like,
There's,
it's a
I
big
think,
to-do.
3 food trucks. There's lots of family-friendly stuff happening too at the earlier part of the day, and then there's a bonfire that I believe starts at 5 p.m.
Vendors, there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's like pretty
Vendors,
big.
yeah.
Never,
thing.
didn't see anything.
We haven't seen it for like 2 or 3 years now because of COVID.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I would like to have a beer by the bonfire.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think if I need to, I can put John in touch with you guys to have him tell you a little bit more about that area that we're talking about. But he didn't. He made it sound like the food and beverage would be in its own area, and then sort of like the craft vendors would have their own area, and the more kid oriented stuff. I think there's like pumpkin decorating or something like that.
Yeah.
That would all be in its own area. So I think there's multiple areas that aren't necessarily going to be.
Well, that's what this map is, right? And all these A, B, C, D, E.
Ooh, those are picnic sites.
Oh.
That's the general Nonotuck map. Pavilion 4 is the biggest one. I believe probably, I don't know, upwards of 200 people could fit in the immediate area of the pavilion. And he's got his own security team. I'm sure the police are also involved. John handled the rest of the event planning. He just asked me if I'd like to vend beer. I'm also going to do wine and cider, no liquor. And like I said, if you have any concerns, I'm happy to put him in touch with you guys, and he can let you know what the security detail will look like, and I'll handle the alcohol service portion, of course.
Okay. Yeah, it has wine and malt.
Right.
Is 4 by the pool or by the fields?
I think it's not by the lower soccer fields. When I drove around,
Here,
it's sort of
right
right.
here.
Yeah, it's
There's
next to
the
baseball
pool.
diamond.
Okay, because it pings around, everything,
Yeah,
dropping
it's
kids
like a
off
big loop.
campus. So confused.
Yeah.
All right, I don't have any questions, anybody? Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve special one-day Harvest Fest on October 9th.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Just unrelated question. Did you guys have any? Did you guys go to Mill Pond?
He wants to know if there's any complaints.
I could hear it perfectly from my house.
Probably not after 10 p.m. though, right?
No, it was pretty late. I heard it up until,
The last
Probably.
Friday event, the last band went about 20 minutes over.
yeah.
Every other one I felt like ended early. but no official complaints or anything.
And we haven't heard anything.
Sometimes I used to be able to hear her that, you know, at my house, and I didn't hear anything.
Sure.
That's fine.
I'll have to go print one.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
wait,
we had
there
the
it is.
after parties
Nope,
inside
that's not
for that.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just curious.
Heard anything.
I haven't heard any
I
complaints.
assume you would have told me if you did.
The only thing I heard about it was parking.
Yeah.
The parking is nuts. It was all the way down to Love Field.
The both Fridays and Saturday, actually, yeah, so Saturday was Arcadia Folk Fest, so town was pretty busy
Yeah.
early. And then there was the food truck Fridays going on both Fridays, and that takes away a bunch of parking spaces
Yeah.
down there, but it also
Yeah.
brings a bunch of people.
Yeah.
The second Friday was massive.
Well, the other thing too is, you know, Aaron had weddings at
Right.
Keystone,
Yep.
and nobody ever reached out to Keystone. Nobody called us. Nobody asked
From
us.
the event coordinators
Right.
or whatever? Okay.
Never called us, and
I'll bookmark that for next year.
because they really should have supplied them like a police decal or something, that the people going to weddings got to park in the parking lot.
Right, right. I actually hosted on Saturday, the wedding that was at the Boylston Rooms. Their after party was at my place. So they had cleared out pretty much by then,
Yeah.
and that Saturday was pretty dead. It was the smallest of all of them, but I can see if they had one going on that
They
maybe
had
that
both
Friday.
both
Oh,
Fridays
God.
and Saturday.
Yeah, it was packed. I'm tired. I had 3 people out. I worked like 90 hours. But it's a good time.
So are you people still getting hit with COVID?
Luckily, my staff, I've had like 3 cases this whole time.
Wow.
I've still never gotten it.
I just finally got it after 3 years.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Um,
It was brutal. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
How it was.
Day 1 and 2 were.
yeah, no, my kids are in daycare and school, and they occasionally get sick. I'm pretty careful. I take like supplements and vitamins and just try to stay ahead of it preventatively, you know. But yeah, it also helps that our building is so big and that we have constant ventilation. It's like 400,000 cubic feet of air, so it's probably just, you know, it's nice that it's spread out. It's not like a tight, low ceiling space or anything. And we also have the nice beer garden.
Or like thinking everyone had someone coughing in my face.
All right, let's move on to our
Sorry.
old new business.
I'll get out of here.
I'll email this tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
New business on old business. Stan, you voiced some concerns about our meetings getting earlier and earlier. So with that, Lindsay and I met with Omar, and we were able to change some of their times that they had this room that was making us have to go to 3 o'clock. They switched that we could have 4 o'clock.
So city council appointment subcommittee was willing to swap
Swap.
times with us, so we could do 4 o'clock.
So I think just about all of our meetings now are at 4 o'clock
I think there's like one
that we couldn't.
in December of 2023 that could be changed.
And then the other thing is, Lindsay and I are going to get trained to do hybrid.
We should all come.
Yeah,
If you can come, you should
So
come.
is the invitation that I got, was that for online or is that for in person?
That's for here, so you
Here.
can learn how to do the hybrid if you can make it.
Okay, and I'll look at the date again.
it's this coming Wednesday, October,
Not next week, but the following week.
yeah. I think it's October 5th.
October 5th.
Yeah, I think it's October 5th.
We have a site
Yeah.
visit at 2:30 and then
That,
time is up.
What was that one?
10:30
Okay.
is
Okay.
training.
I have
Okay.
so many meetings that day.
Okay, so 10:30.
And Tony, if you want to come to that too.
Yeah.
So that way, if we want to,
don't
Lindsay
have it on
can't meet, we can, she can be on, you know,
Or if we can't come in, we can
Right.
just join
Correct.
Okay.
So this way we're gonna all learn how to do that.
Okay, so that's at 10:30.
Yes, here at this conference room.
Okay.
Do we need to bring anything with us, or
No,
just us?
I have that on my calendar.
Other business, regarding, so renewals are starting to come up. We're already addressing some things that are becoming issues. To give other board members what some of those are, I had received a letter from a community member who did not sign their name, but in regards to the last public hearing with the violations for the Pulaski Club, we are going to forward that letter to the ABCC to have in their file. And anything else, do you think we should send a copy to the Pulaski Club?
Send it to the manager.
Send it to the manager?
I can do that.
I think we should. I think he should be given a copy of
Okay.
it. And there was one other, so the fire department though and the building inspector have already started doing their inspections because we cannot move forward on any renewal applications until such time as those inspections are done and anything that needs to be addressed are addressed. I think there are a couple establishments that have some work that has to be done before they can renew. But I think they've been told already. I think the inspections have been done.
They're not. They'll be starting in the first week in October.
Okay.
However, I think I BCC'd you guys on everything I sent out to liquor licensees. That I just sent them something this week to just be like, hey, renewals.
And that they're electronic.
Yeah, so I just
There might be some
got
people
Permit Eyes software that.
some of them, there might be one or two that don't have computer access.
We're gonna have to figure that out for them.
I think it might be the auto people, not so much the liquor licensing people. There might be one or two.
We might be able to provide them something here, but they're gonna have to submit it online because we're moving to green communities. So we are gonna be not using paper in the city for this type of stuff. Building's already on Permit Eyes. Health will be transitioning to this program too. So the city will be all online.
Well,
So we'll have to figure something out to accommodate
yeah,
people.
I mean, at least to help talk through something, you know.
Yeah, I
tell
can walk them through everything. This is a new program for me too, just Building's been using it so far, but it's a great
Well,
program.
I know the building department has had some issues with their software, so.
This is new because they were having issues with the old one, OpenGov. So
Oh,
they
this is a
switched-
new
This is
one.
Permit Eyes through Full Circle Technology,
When did they start using the,
a couple months ago.
oh, that's still the one they've had some problems
Yeah.
with.
Oh, okay.
But,
Yeah,
yeah,
this
everybody
is-
will figure it out.
I
Yeah.
can't get out to it.
They use, I mean, most of Massachusetts is using this, so we're kind of behind.
No,
the
I
game
think it's
here.
just, it might be
It's gonna be a
user
learning
error
curve.
and other things.
There will be growing pains.
Yes.
For sure.
But if anybody reaches out to you that, you know, if you don't see something coming in, you might have to make a phone call to someone because they might be struggling that they can't figure it out. And,
Yeah.
you know, that they just, then they'll, you know, just explain it to them that they're gonna need to find somebody that can help them get it online, get it scanned, get
Yeah.
it to you.
Yeah.
Any other new old business, anybody?
I have
Do
more
you-
updates.
Oh, go ahead.
So I'm going to Norton on the 27th for the Municipal Licensing Corporation annual meeting. We haven't had that in 2 years. So I'll bring back any information I get from that. The ABCC sent notices this past week that any application received after November 30th is considered a late renewal in their eyes, and they will not accept it from us. So
Late renewal, you said?
Invalid. They'll have to refile for a
Okay.
new license.
Okay.
Their license will be canceled.
Okay.
So I don't think our 10% late fee will even apply this year. My deadline to have paperwork is November 29th because I need a day to make sure we have everybody's. And I've always had it the 29th because because they've always needed it by January from us, because we go through all the renewals and processing, but if we don't have it by November 29th in my office, then they won't go through at our December meeting, no matter what.
Okay. That's
Usually we do that
There
grace
will-
period, and someone gets it to me December 10th for our December 11th meeting, like, and I guess the ABCC saying no.
And what is their date again? The
November
25th?
30th. Mine is the 29th that I've told the
Okay.
licensees about,
Okay.
because I need a day to get everything together. Because I have to fill out all those other forms for
Should
this
we
state
let the
too.
licensees know?
Yep, it's in their renewal packet every year.
Yeah, but should we let them know that this year the ABCC is gonna make you refile?
I put it in the email
It
that I
was
just sent out.
It was in.
Yeah. And that's always been their rule, but it hasn't been on the same deadline I usually have every year, so I was surprised to see that this year.
So what about though, like, if Meow 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 gets their license?
I was just thinking about this the other day. What if they get it in December? Do they have to renew
Yeah, it's,
at the same time?
I think that, I don't know the answer to that. I would
Let me
say
call
they
them.
have to renew, but
Yeah.
we will not charge them. They're not gonna get charged $1,300 and then
Okay.
$1,300.
That's what I was
There's
worried
no
about.
way.
Yeah.
No way. And is there anybody else that we just issued a license to within the last, like,
So we have Calico, we have Oxbow Wines and Little Truck, and possibly Valley Art Supplies. So Little Truck came back, no action, and I gave
I
Alexander
saw
what
that.
he needed to do, and he said he's just gonna, I suggested he review it with an attorney because everyone
Yep.
asks me for
He did.
advice and I legally can't.
Yep.
So I told him to get an attorney, look it over, and he's not in a rush.
Yep.
And I'm sure he'll get that back to us whenever he can. So I think just Calico and Oxbow at this time.
and they would not be charged then?
Okay.
Because they've already paid, and that's only a month.
Yeah, I would take the payment for the 1313
But
after they're
yeah,
approved.
and the renewals are all at regular rate, that everything expired that we were giving for COVID.
Mm-hmm. And then I have a update from Mike Michon. We connected on the phone for this meeting. I told him he didn't have to come, so I hope that's okay.
Mhm.
He's ran into a lot of issues with building during COVID, supply chain issues, things like that, and he's working really hard to get people in and using these licenses, and I reviewed the time frame with him again. I said, since these expire on March 3rd, 2023, whatever it is, I was like,
Yeah.
we have to have it by January to send it to the state by
Right.
February to have it approved by March, so he's aware of the timeline, and he's really hustling to do what he can. And I told him I would call, we put a calendar call on for November 28th together to see his status of where he's at with that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if, that's gonna be his call. If
Yeah.
he doesn't have somebody that's signed a lease with him by November 29th,
Well, so
he
that's the thing,
probably
is-
shouldn't renew
Yeah,
them.
well, that's what I told him. I said, let's check in on November 28th, and if you aren't gonna have anybody, then we shouldn't continue to reserve and renew.
And we don't have anybody else looking for licenses right now, do we?
Not for the all alcohol. He has 2 all alcohol on premises, so no, not at this time.
I don't think I had anything else. Anything else? Anything? Nope. So our next meeting will be on October 19th at 4 o'clock. We have a site visit on October 5th at 2:30.
Yes.
Alrighty.
And hybrid training, if possible, we could do hybrid for the 19th. I'll just need to know at least 48 hours in advance for the agenda.
Hybrid 19 group. Oh,
If the training goes,
right, we can do that,
We can
but
do
as of right now, everybody's here in this office for 4
hybrid
o'clock.
would happen in this office.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, could I have a motion to close the meeting?
Motion to close the meeting.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.